Finally confirmed, Princess Leonor marries Christian, a celebration Spain will remember. Royal weddings are formal and distant. This one was laughter and tears. Spain never felt more alive. The announcement came at dawn. Soft, deliberate, unassuming. The palace released a simple statement: Princess Leonor of Spain has married Prince Christian of Denmark. 2 names, 2 crowns, 1 choice. Within hours, Spain's streets filled with flags. News anchors paused their scripts. Citizens gathered in plazas. The world, royal watchers, critics, skeptics, leaned in. But the substance of this wedding wasn't in the headlines. It was in the subtleties, the glances, the vows, the family reactions. That is where the story lives. Let us begin where the heart begins, with Leonor. From a child, she wore her future like a robe, beautiful, heavy, ever-present. She learned to walk in shoes she didn't choose, speak languages she was destined to use, and smile for crowds long before she understood them. Christian grew in quieter shadows, but not without weight. Denmark's heir, molded by expectations, by tradition, by duty. Yet those who knew him spoke of gentleness, of steady conviction, of loyalty not to throne, but to people. They moved in parallel orbits, royals close enough in circles, distant enough in protocol. Their first encounters were unscripted: conferences, youth summits, cultural events. No orchestras, no media fanfare. Just circumstance. But in one summer evening, something changed. They found themselves seated side by side at a private cultural banquet in Seville. A conversation began, not of politics, not of protocol, but of books, music, and a longing for normalcy. In that moment, Leonor caught Christian's eye. She saw curiosity, maybe relief. And he saw her, not the princess, not the heir, but the person behind the crown. They began to meet quietly, in art festivals in Granada, discreet visits to each other's capitals under official backup. They spoke in private messages, translated in both Castilian and Danish, bridging more than language. Letizia noticed the change, the lightness in her daughter's voice, the confidence in her walk. She asked Leonor, gently, "Who is this man?" Not demanding, curious, protective. Leonor answered honestly, "He's Christian, he's kind, he's real." Felipe understood. He saw the same spark once kindled in Letizia's eyes when she first met him. He knew love's risk, and its reward. Still, a royal wedding is never simple. Legal frameworks, constitutional duties, international implications, all loomed. A Spanish heir marrying a Danish prince. Questions of citizenship, royal houses, succession. But Leonor and Christian were determined. They chose a small estate in Toledo. A repurposed manor with courtyards, olive groves, and church ruins built into the landscape. It was intimate. It was Spain. It was home. No international dignitaries. No royal fanfare. Just family. Close friends. The 2 of them. Leonor walked down a stone pathway gilded by sunlight. Her dress was ivory silk, with subtle embroidery referencing both Spanish and Scandinavian motifs. Her veil, sheer and light, lifted imperceptibly in the breeze. Christian stood at the chapel entrance, eyes steady. No grand uniform, just a tailored suit that fit him as cleanly as confidence. She reached him. He reached her. They touched hands. And for a moment, time held its breath. The vows were theirs. Not read. Not borrowed from tradition. But spoken from their own hearts, half in Spanish, half in Danish, a mosaic of their lives together. Leonor spoke of loyalty to her people, love for her future, and courage to choose both. Christian promised devotion, understanding, and respect for her crown and her soul. When they kissed, the chapel's stained glass caught the light. Color danced across their faces. Tears glinted in eyes. Smiles blossomed in silent unity. At the reception, guests walked through olive-lined paths beneath linen drapes. Plates passed with regional Spanish dishes and Danish touches. Speeches were minimal. Laughter was plenty. Children ran between tables. Elders clasped hands, sharing stories. Queen Letizia, softly dressed, caught her daughter's eye. She nodded. Leonor smiled. It was the nod of acceptance, of pride, of passing on legacy. King Felipe rose to toast. He spoke not of crowns or power, but of love, of freedom, of a daughter who claimed her own future. The applause was long and warm. The first official photo was candid, Leonor barefoot, Christian holding her hand, both walking through olive groves at dusk. The light was warm, the shadows long. The people loved it. Spain erupted with emotion. In Madrid's plazas, spontaneous crowds sang old royal hymns. Children waved flags in villages. Social media overflowed with love, awe, surprise. Internationally, royal watchers speculated on future implications. Comments ranged from romantic revolution to constitutional curiosity. But underneath it all was recognition. Something rare had happened. A royal wedding unrestrained by pomp, yet full of dignity. A union not imposed, but chosen. A future not dictated, but shared. So what does this mean? For Spain. For Denmark. For monarchy. In Spain, it strengthens the crown among younger generations. It humanizes royalty. It offers hope that tradition and modernity can coexist. In Denmark, it connects them more deeply to Southern Europe. It offers Christian a broader narrative. And for monarchy, it plants a new model, one where love is not sidelined, but central. Where heirs marry not for alliance, but for union. Where crowns may bind, but hearts lead. Yet challenges remain. The media will press. Critics will test. Protocols will clash. But Leonor and Christian have given themselves something most royals rarely own, a beginning written by them. In years to come, people will talk about this wedding not as an event, but as an era's turning point. They will say, that day when Spain breathed joy, when two crowns met without fear, when love became the headline. Princess Leonor, Christian, a partnership, a promise, a new chapter for two nations. A celebration Spain will remember.